Hey guys, it's Jenny. Today I'm going to be showing you how to make this mouth-watering, delicious looking curry chicken with peas and potato or peas and aloo. I'm not much of a curry lover, I will admit that, but from time to time I do feel for and do appreciate a nice curry. And for some reason I was actually feeling for this curry chicken with the peas and potato. So this video I'm going to show you my version of this classic Trini dish. I've already got my chicken cleaned, and if you'll notice some brown pieces or brown spots on it rather, that's because I'm using roasted chicken. Just as you would roast duck before cooking it, I do from time to time enjoy cooking roasted chicken. Love the flavor from it. If you've never tried it, never had it, next time you go to your poultry depot and you're asking for chicken, just tell them to roast the chicken before they cut it up for you. So to the chicken, I'm adding my salt, black pepper, and green seasoning. An absolute must when cooking curry in Trinidad. The green seasoning usually consists of fresh herbs such as culantro, shadow benny, chive if you want, garlic, hot peppers, pimentos, or any other fresh herbs that you like. I'm also adding some minced up garlic that I did separately. So it was green seasoning, the garlic, and the salt and black pepper that's going in there, as well as some minced up chive that I did as well. So usually what I do is just do some green seasoning, have it put away in the fridge, and you can chop up your pimentos, freeze them, do the same thing with your chive, mince up your garlic. So when it's time to cook, it's so much easier in terms of preparation time. So once all the fresh herbs or fresh stuff goes into the chicken, we're going to be adding our curry powder. Now if you like a strong curry taste in your dish, of course you're going to add more. If you like more of a subtle curry flavor, of course add less, so adjust it. But this was a 2.5 pound chicken that I'm using here, so I added about 2 tablespoons of the curry powder. You can also add some jeera and some masala, but I'm leaving those out this time. But normally, sometimes I would add it when seasoning the chicken, leaving it out this time. So I'll leave that up to you if you want to do, if you prefer to add it in. So I'm just going to mix up the chicken, let it get coated. Every single piece needs to be coated with the green seasoning and that curry powder. If you do have some time, let it marinate. I personally prefer, especially when making curry, let the meat marinate. The peas that I'm using for this is actually canned pigeon peas. Unfortunately, I don't have fresh peas, but if you do have fresh peas, of course, by all means, feel free to use it. Whenever peas are readily available, I know people tend to purchase them, freeze them, and you can do that as well. But I'm using the canned one. It's still just as fine in my opinion, to be honest. So let's go through everything that I'm going to be using for this dish. Got my chicken nicely seasoned up, looking so good and mouth-watering there. This has been marinating for a couple of hours. I'm going to be cooking with this Chosen Foods avocado oil. I'm going to be using some regular potatoes that I've already sliced up, some onions, hot peppers, some pimentos, some curry or carapula leaves, my canned pigeon peas, my curry powder, also some black pepper, my pink salt, my minced up garlic as I was mentioning to you all, my green seasoning, my chive, some roasted jeera is going to go in there, and of course my chopped up pimentos. I need to top up the bottles, yes I know, but these are all the ingredients that we're going to be using for this dish. So once it's time to cook, into my pot, I'm going to be adding the avocado oil. Fantastic for cooking, especially you can actually stew with these as well. Once my oil is hot, in goes the onions, the peppers, the pimentos, and the curry leaves. Now if you don't have curry leaves, that's okay. You can actually eliminate it. If you do have methi as well, you can add in some methi here if you like. So I'm going to just stir this around, saute this, keep my heat on low, medium, just until the onions get nice and translucent. Could take just 1 or 2 minutes or so. Then I'm going to be adding in my minced up garlic. So I'm adding the garlic after, just because I don't want the garlic to burn, and because it's minced up, it's going to cook really quickly and you don't want it to burn. So once the onions are nice and like translucent, we're just going to be adding in the minced up garlic. And your house is going to smell nice, your kitchen is going to smell nice, mouths are going to start watering. Just about a few seconds, stir this up in the oil, and then we're going to be adding our curry powder. Now this is a crucial step when making curry. Although there are some curry makers who curry cooks that actually don't roast and toast the curry powder like we do in Trinidad, but for us Trinis, this is a crucial step when making curry. So to my pot, I added about 3 heaping tablespoons of curry powder. Now I'm using a little much because I want some sauce in it, and I'm also going to be adding some peas and the potato. So I added 3 heaping tablespoons of the curry powder. I'm just going to stir this up low medium heat for about 2 to 3 minutes. Key step when making curry dishes, as it helps to release the curry flavor. So once we have those toasted up nicely there, we're just going to be adding some water, not too much, but just a bit, and we're going to stir this up, continue stirring it until it forms that nice thick curry paste. Now once we have the curry paste, in goes our seasoned chicken pieces, and you're going to stir this up. Make sure all those pieces of chicken are nicely coated with our curry paste. Now by this point, the entire kitchen, the entire house, if you don't have to open up your windows, open up your doors, or you have somebody in the house coughing or sneezing when you're cooking up a curry dish like this, you're probably not doing it right. But just kidding. But anytime I'm cooking something like this, husband is always sneezing down the place or coughing and has to open up all the windows and the doors in the house. So at this point, what we're going to be doing is just increasing the heat, cranking up that heat to about high. Meat is going to actually spring some water, and you want that water to evaporate before you add any more water to your pot. So it's just going to take about 5 minutes or so, if so long. Sometimes might be a little more depending on the chicken, depending on the meat. So once you spring that water, if most of the water is gone, if not all of the water is gone, we are just going to be adding our potato pieces. So I'm adding it sort of early because of the size of them, and I want to make sure that they are properly cooked through. Now normally chicken takes about 20 to 25 minutes depending on the size of your chicken, so don't quote me to that exact time frame to cook chicken. It depends on the size of your chicken, but generally for me it takes about 20 to 25 minutes. So I'm just going to mix up everything in there, and then we're going to be adding our water. Now the water that I'm using is actually boiling water. I found this to be very helpful, and I'm sure a lot of you guys do this already. Once you're cooking a dish or any pot that you have up and you might need to add some water to it, it's better to add the boiling water to keep the temperature the same thing as the pot was before the water was being added. So instead of the pipe water or the cold water or room temperature water, put your pot up to boil, or your kettle, and have that boiling water handy. So when it's time to add some water to your pot, it's just about keeping the temperature the same, and the cook time is just going to continue cooking basically. So now I'm just going to actually be covering down the pot. So I added enough water to cover most of the chicken, and I'm actually going to be covering the pot. Now some people prefer to just leave it, let it cook through. It's all up to you. I just like to cover it and leave this for about 15 minutes or so on medium heat. After 15 minutes, I'm going to be adding my peas. Now the peas that we're using is canned peas, so there's no cook time to it or prior cook time. Now if you are using fresh peas, you're going to have to boil it and do some preparation before you can actually include it in your pot. But because it is the canned peas, we're just going to be adding it coming down closer to the end of the cook time, because we don't want it to mash up on us and disappear completely. So you're going to leave it up for about 5-10 minutes, or until there is enough sauce or enough gravy to your liking. What I like to do is sort of break up and mash up some of the potato pieces, and this helps to thicken up the sauce. Now of course, if you do want a lot of sauce, be sure to add more water. If you don't want much sauce and you want just more of the peas and the potato rather than some sauce, cook it down until there's the water or there's enough gravy or sauce to your liking. Now coming down to the end of the cook time, what I like to do is add some roasted jeera for some extra flavor. I didn't season the chicken with it, but I'm adding it to the end of the cooking time. And I'm also adding some more of the fresh stuff, the pimentos, some of the garlic, the chive, and the green seasoning. I personally love the flavor that fresh herbs adds to dishes whenever it's added coming down to the end of the cooking time. It adds fantastic flavors. So I always tend to do this when I'm making the stews and the curries. Of course, at this point, you're going to taste it and adjust it for salt, and you can add more if need be. So I'm leaving this on the stove for about 3 to 5 minutes again, and let the sauce thicken up just a little more. And that would be it for our curry chicken and peas with potato, peas and aloo. Now it's time to eat. So of course I'm having this with some parboiled rice. I've actually boiled the rice with salt and some roasted jeera. Someone mentioned that I should try this some time ago. I did, and I fell in love with it, especially when having curry dishes. I think it's a fantastic combination. So try it out next time. Add some jeera when you're boiling your rice. Great flavors. Onto the rice, we're adding the chicken with the peas and the potato. And of course, we can't forget our salad. You know the famous salad that you have with your curry food? The greens or the watercress mixed up with some cabbage, some grated carrots, and some cucumbers. One fantastic meal here, guys. I hope you guys enjoyed this video. If you've never tried this particular dish, try it out for sure. Trini food is some best food. I guarantee that you will love it. So thanks as always for watching, and I'll see you all in my next video.